You send the link, 5 minutes later, the client replies with a screenshot of a broken button. You missed it because your eyes glazed over after the 10th page, and now you look sloppy and you're fixing basic errors for free on a Friday afternoon. We use advanced tools for design, we use automated pipelines to deploy, so why do we still check the final site with the naked eye? It's exhausting, it's stressful, and it's probably the single biggest waste of billable hours in agencies today. And here's the reality. We analyze thousands of work projects every week at Atarim, and the data doesn't lie. 60% of client comments happen because of simple human errors. Things that should have been caught before the link was even sent. A misaligned button, a missing CTA, a meta description that got copied over from the staging site, the stuff that makes you want to crawl under your desk when your client emails back about them. Shit. And the worst part is you're not getting paid to fix those mistakes. You're just fixing them again and again on your own time. So today, I'm going to show you how to stop doing that. We just dropped a new AI-powered file matching feature that automates the entire quality assurance process. No more squinting, no more manual comparisons. The AI does the checking for you. Plus, I got 2 other updates that are going to help you keep the team accountable, clean up your inbox in seconds, and stop letting deadlines slip through the cracks. So here's the plan. First, we're automating the design versus dev check using AI. That's the game changer. Then I'll show you the new red alert system for due dates, because nothing moves faster than a task that's visually screaming at you. And finally, a bulk action trick that lets you clear your support desk or email inbox in under 60 seconds. Let's dive in. Let's talk about the big one. Normally, comparing a copy doc or a Figma file to a live website is manual, tedious work. You're clicking back and forth, checking font, spacing, colors, copy, hoping you catch everything before your client does, but not anymore. We just unlock AI file uploads in Atarim, so you can drop up to 5 files at once, PDFs, images, design files, whatever you've got. Then you ask the AI to compare. You can say something like, check this live page against the Figma file, or make sure the copy matches the approved document, and the AI goes to work. It acts as your second pair of eyes. It spots the misalignment, the wrong hex code, the meta description that's still pulling from the old draft, the button that says learn more when it's supposed to say get started, all the stuff your tired brain would miss after a 10-hour day. And here's why this matters. You're not just catching mistakes faster, you're catching them before your client does, before they're even a problem. That's the difference between looking like a pro and looking like you rushed it. Make sure that over time you tweak your prompt to create something that is repeatable, so you can do that for every single page, every piece of work that you're delivering, whether it's by you or by your team members. And then you can also save them as canned responses, or canned prompts, we now call them, that allows you to pull in these prompts directly into a review, so that not only you can do this, but even junior folks within the organization can just flick it on, check what they missed, and deliver better quality work straight away by comparing this to other files, other sources of truth that end up on their table through the build process. Next up, accountability, because here's the truth. Ambiguity kills project. When a task doesn't have clear deadline, it just sits there. Nobody feels urgency, and it's always that I'll get to it later, and then later becomes never, and suddenly you're 2 weeks behind schedule. So we added high visibility due dates. Now every task card shows the deadline right on the sidebar. No digging, no guessing, it's just there. Here's the important part. As the deadline gets closer, the indicator turns red. And let me paint you a picture. Imagine a task that's been sitting in your queue for 5 days, no movement, no updates, just radio silence. Now imagine the same task card turning bright red 24 hours before it's due, and suddenly you can't ignore it. It's in your face, not buried in a list. That little psychological trigger, that visual urgency keeps your team moving. And it works for your clients too. If they're reviewing something and they see that red indicator, they know it's time to act. Eliminate that I'll look at it when I get a chance. Deadlines stop being suggestions and they become real. Group the new task due dates with the project milestones feature that we have, and you're able to create those full workflows that are bound by time and visible both for your own team and your clients, so that everyone are held accountable. All right, let's talk about speed, because even with great tools, you can still get bogged down by admin work. Tagging tickets, updating priorities, sorting through a flooded inbox. So we added bulk actions. In your email inbox or your task dashboard, you can now select multiple items at once and tag them, change their priority, or assign them to someone in all in one click. No more repetitive clicking, going ticket by ticket. You just handle it and move on. Now here's a bonus for the designers, the architects, and the print pros in the audience. You guys don't live in PDFs, you're in layered design documents, even CAD files. We're rolling out support for PDFs, PSDs, Photoshop files, Illustrator files, and even DWG AutoCAD files for visual feedback right now. You can take these files, upload them to Atarim, and start adding feedback just like you would on a web page. It's the same collaborative workflow, but now applies to all of the different pieces of work that you're doing. I just wanted to share a use case with you around those files. I think you might have seen from some of the other videos, we're working on the Web Agency Summit to come back for its 6th year. And this week I had the opportunity to actually build the landing page that will be the landing page for the summit as it comes out. You can actually see it at atarim.io/summit. I've built this page 6 times before. We're using almost the same copy every year, changing assets within it, but there is still a structure to what it needs to have within it, and what are the things that we've learned over the years that improve the conversions and actually help more attendees join us at these conferences. So after looking at it a couple of times, I also ran the AI to just check, maybe I missed something. And I did. There were a few different elements that I just kind of glossed over as I was looking at it. Some issues with the spacing on the layout that were like, okay, yeah, I should have noticed these stuff for sure after so many years. There was even a file that was way larger than some of the other images. You know, we're showing all of these speaker images on a grid. One file was more than 5 megabytes and the other ones was around 500, 400K. Obviously, that's something that we want to optimize, especially as we know that there's going to be tens of thousands of people that are going to be hitting this page specifically. So whatever we can do to reduce the weight or to increase the speed of the page is always good. But I'll tell you the most embarrassing one. We forgot the date. We focused on the H1 and the submission form and the speakers and the sponsors and the content and all this kind of stuff, and we forgot to put in the date. Don't let this happen to you. Come on in, drop a URL and have a look what we can do to make sure that you don't miss anything before you ship things out to public or to your clients. And with this, I would love to hear from you. What was your most embarrassing mistake a client has caught that you missed? Was the typo in the headline, a broken link on the homepage, a placeholder image that says insert logo here? Drop it in the comments below. I read all of them, and honestly, we've all been there, so no judgment. All right, let's recap. You just learned how to automate your QA process with AI file uploads. You saw how due dates with red alerts keep your team accountable, and you discovered how bulk actions can clear your inbox in seconds. So here's what I want you to do. Next time you're about to send a site or a document for client approval, upload your Figma file or your design doc first. Let the AI do one last pass, see what it catches. And if you've got ideas for features you want us to build next, head to labs.atarim.io and vote. We're literally building the roadmap based on what you tell us matters most. Look, your job is to be creative, to solve problems, to build things that matter. Your job is not to be a spell checker. It's not to zoom on a screen at 200%, wondering if that button is 2 pixels off. Let the tools do the boring work so you can do the brilliant work. Every hour you spend manually QAing is an hour you're not billing for strategy, for creativity, for the stuff that actually moves the needle. So stop eyeballing, start automating, and I'll see you next week.